Record.
Here's your God Call with Reverend Bill.
There is a wonderful metaphor for our consciousness, and it comes from computer programs. When you install a program on your computer, it runs and does exactly what the program was supposed to do. Sometimes there's a bug or a glitch in the program, in which case the computer doesn't do what we intended it to do, it does what we programmed it to do. And we can use the output as feedback to adjust the program so we wind up getting the results that we want. The same thing happens in our consciousness. So if you're not getting the result that you want, find a way to change the program.
Yeah, we all hurtin', but it feel like we can't escape. We all skating, and it feel like the ice gonna break. We all breaking down, but nobody feeling my pain, your pain. But the good gon' come someday. Feel like we're talking in a bubble, but we're walking into trouble. Cause we ain't trying to listen, so we're mocking one another. Though we ought to be my brother, but we vote in different colors. Feels like we're choking each other.
But the good gon' come.
And the media don't eat what they're feeding us. I wish it was hope, but it's the same greed and fear that just might tear us apart. Right down at the seams again. But if you trust like I do, go grab your thread and needle. Cause we're stitching this back together for the weak and the feeble, for the rich and the poor. It's not good versus evil. We the brother, we the mother, we the sister, we all equal. We the ones to form a more perfect union for we the people. Yeah. Let's come together now.
When we come together, then it's alright. Together we can make it through this fight. All I wanna say is that the good gon' come. Don't ever let them tell you that there's two sides. Trying to figure out who's wrong and who's right. All I wanna say is that the good gon' come. All I wanna say is that the good gon' come.
Yeah, we the people from Honolulu to Baltimore, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Anchorage, back to Arkansas. We the same people whose ancestors came off the shore. Some of us were already here, these are all of our stories. Who's ever prized freedom to dream of what's possible, for the right to breathe in life, be treated in the hospital, the right to speak my mind and overcome the improbable, the white, black, brown, every skin color possible. We the same people with the same color of blood, the same people who mourned when 9/11 was done, the same people that stand in line to vote for what we believe in, and when we disagree to still agree to disagree with it. That's why we're here, the land our grandparents dreamed of. No matter where your roots are, the fruits are the same love, the same hopes, the same pursuit of happiness to keep on. Realize there's never been two sides, it's just we the people.
When we come together, then it's alright. Together we can make it through this fight. All I wanna say is that the good gon' come. Don't ever let them tell you that there's two sides. Trying to figure out who's wrong and who's right. All I wanna say is that the good gon' come. All I wanna say is that the good gon' come.
Yeah, realize there's no enemy lines, and every time we listen, we build heavenly ties, and every time we pray, we're changing the environment. There used to be hate, now I'm breaking down smiling. Don't ever let them tell you different, cause that's my ego saying you can't make a difference, cause only we know that if we learn to love and listen, we can see no other way to break it down than we the people.
When we come together, then it's alright. Together we can make it through this fight. All I wanna say is that the good gon' come. Don't ever let them tell you that there's two sides. Trying to figure out who's wrong and who's right. All I wanna say is that the good gon' come. And the good
Yeah.
When we come together, then it's alright. Together we can make it through this fight. All I wanna say is that the good gon' come. Yeah. Don't ever let sides, trying to figure out who's wrong and who's right. All I wanna say is that the good gon' come. All I wanna say is that the good gon' come. All I wanna say is that the good gon' come.
It's a Music Video Sunday at New Thought Philadelphia. And good morning, New Thought Philadelphia. I'm just having some incredible connections going on in my mind during that song. That's Nemo Patel, a wonderful artist. And he's actually going to be doing a concert at the beginning of the Anton Retreat next fall. I'm the retreat co-chair out there for that. So I've gotten a chance to spend some time Zooming with Nemo and also Daniel Nahmod, who's going to be the music director for the retreat. And the video that we just watched was filmed in the Greenwich Village in Washington Square in New York City, which is where NYU is. That's where I went to college. So I was having immense flashbacks watching him there for all of that stuff. Just another reminder about how the things that were old become new again, and that there is a constant growth and et cetera that's going on. So you guys, you know the drill on Zoom. Keep your stuff muted unless you're going to be sharing or unless we're going to be making a joyous noise together, like we're going to do right now. Go ahead and unmute your microphone and repeat after me. I open myself to love.
I open myself to love.
I open myself to brand new possibilities.
I open myself to possibilities.
I'm getting ready for the yes.
I'm getting ready for the yes.
And I know love is right here, right now.
And I know that love is right here, right now.
And so it is.
So it is.
Okay, quick on the finger with that mute button one more time as I remind you that New Thought Philadelphia is an open and loving community of spiritual adventurers, welcoming each person to experience their divine nature in an empowering space of unconditional love. Whatever path you've been on, whatever brought you into our Zoom today, wherever you're heading next, we've been expecting you and welcome home. There is no requirement to take part in New Thought Philadelphia. There is no mandatory dogma. There's no creed that you have to buy into. There's no real requirement that you join a cult or give away your stuff to us. There's one kind of common thread in all of the stuff that we're doing that makes it a lot easier for us to have the conversation together, because we believe there's one power, love, intelligence, or force that creates everything, including each of us. And that we're each using that same power, love, intelligence, or force to create our lives according to our beliefs. Or as we like to say for short around here, a new life begins with a new thought. And you don't have to believe that. We give you every reason to understand why it's true and why it works for you, but please don't believe anything because I say it. Believe it because it makes sense to you, and then it's true for you rather than just something you point at me at for. I'm Bill Marchioni. Our music today is the Music Video Library, so we're open up to the entire universe. We got some really, really great videos coming up today. And your practitioner for the celebration is Joe Catanzaro, RSCP. And we're going to begin the celebration, as we begin everything, with a practical prayer. And Joe, take it away. You're muted. You got to press that button one more time. There you go.
I thought I unmuted it, but oh well. Good morning, and thank you for that introduction, Bill. So let's settle in and get connect with that truth of who we really are. That love, that joy, that power, that mind, that spirit that has created us, that indwells us, that links us to itself, that one that is the source of everything, all life, all form, and has created each one of us. Like individual candles in that giant candelabra, individual and distinct, but has the same flame. So we share in all of that good, that joy, that love, that peace, that harmony. It's available to us. It's available to us when we open to it and when we connect with that divine link. So we can create all that good stuff, that joy, that connect with that mind, that intelligence, that wisdom, that power, that peace and harmony, and create our own lives with it. And we don't just create ours, because when we make ours better, it makes the whole world better. World peace begins with individual peace. So we come together today to celebrate all of this. We celebrate it with the inspirational words, the music, the sharing that each one of us brings to the celebration. So I'm grateful for all of that. I'm grateful for everyone here. I'm grateful for me being able to be here to share in that expression, this expression of love and joy. So I claim all of this good for everyone here. And I send this word of intention out to the law that always says yes. And so it is.
So it is. Thank you, Joe. So there's some people who think that prayer is just some words that we're speaking, and maybe it's speak out of obligation or because we have a quota of words that we're supposed to say towards spirit or something like that. But actually, that prayer works. The whole idea of doing a prayer is to create a new experience in our lives. So we'll talk more about using the principle and creating differences in our lives. But for right now, if you've got a prayer work story that you would like to share, go ahead and wave your hand. There's Jane waving her hand. She gets to go first, and Annie's going to go second. And anybody else wants to get in the queue, you're welcome to. Go ahead, Jane.
Good morning, everybody. Well, I have two prayer stories. A quick one. My first one is that my son got married last Saturday. It was a huge prayer work story because everybody had been doing prayers for him, including himself. It was a beautiful day, so it was really awesome. So my second prayer work story is I was invited back for this coming art show, a big juried show that I do, and the director of the show invited me to submit a painting to be considered for the poster that they make every year for everybody for sale. And it also goes on the cover of the catalog. And I'd never done this before. And this is traditionally a type of audience that does like the covered barns and horses. And, like my stuff is so out there. But so I said, okay, fine. Yeah, I'll do it. So I worked really hard and I worked really long on this one painting and I hated it. And I hated it so much that I destroyed it and I threw it in the trash. And I was like, I'm going to call this woman and tell her, I think I'm just going to bow out of the poster contest. I have no vision for this. I'll just do my regular paintings. And I said, no, wait a minute. I'm going to do a practical prayer around this because I know that my vision is important. And I know there's something inside there. So I started all over again. And the ideas just flowed and it was my style. And I think it's just an awesome painting. And I actually think that I might have a shot at getting it on the cover of the catalog for the 2023 jury show. So we'll see. So prayer does work.
Prayer does work. That is awesome. That is awesome. Yeah. And, sometimes it's that darkness before the aha moment. Oh, wait a second. I could take this to prayer. I've just thrown my work of art into the trash. And now what's next? There you go. Annie.
Morning, everybody. So Kate and I needed, past tense, a new oil tank. And it wasn't in my budget. So I wasn't planning on that. And I'm really good at budgeting. So I'm also really good at inviting more good into my life in the form of prosperity. And I said to Kate, I don't know how, but somehow this is going to work out perfectly. And we got all these different quotes. The last guy we went to sent the quote over, and he told us about the different types of tanks. And he had mentioned to us, maybe we would want to consider a horizontal tank because you might be able to see it out of our window. And I was like, okay. And then on the quote, it was like, I don't know how long it'll take to get this one. So I'm like, well, do we really want that one? I was like, let's just ask. And when I asked him, his the administrative assistant called me back and said they took a tank that was 5 years old out of somebody's house because they converted to natural gas, and they would be willing to give it to us for free. So obviously we accepted that. Our tank was broken, and they had come out and said we only had 1/8 of a tank left. So they hooked the new one up, and in the process of hooking the new one up, they realized that however you measure the oil, whatever that thing is, that was broken. So actually our oil tank we already have is halfway full, and we thought it was almost gone. So that's like $1,200 worth of oil that we had right there, liquid gold in the crawl space. And it was just such a blessing all around that the guy sold us like the last bit of oil he had at prepay amount, which was cheaper, like $1.30 cheaper than every other oil place. It just was, I felt so blessed, and it was such a wonderful relationship. I'm sure I'll continue buying my oil from this guy forever. So
What a great story. Oh, we have a free oil tank for you as you're looking at prices. That's perfect. That is perfect. Asa, you got a story for us? Go ahead and unmute.
Yes, I do. Good morning, everyone. Last Sunday, I had the pleasure of being with you in service. And at the end, there was a message put out about practitioners available free of charge. And I had gone on your webpage and I thought, oh, no, I cannot afford a practitioner. But I know that I really needed one. So I certainly got a response. You guys are so on it, so immediate. So I end up connecting with Carolyn, and we had a wonderful session on Thursday, and she prayed with me. And as soon as she hung up, the phone rang again, and it was a practitioner I had been trying to contact through Agape with them for a practitioner for like over a month, 2 months. And I end up getting prayed with. I said, I just got somebody like literally today, a confirmation. And since the 11th, I had been hurting like on a pain scale of 9 out of 10, head to toe, my whole body, just for the last 2 days. And when I got off that second phone call, what was a 9 was a 0 pain-wise. My entire body just came back home. Awoken to the realization I am whole, perfect, and complete. I am well.
And so it is. Beautiful.
And so it is. Thank you.
That is awesome. That is wonderful. Okay, Carla Ann, quick one, and then back to Jane.
Mine is very silly, but it's along the thoughts of how Rev talks about certain prophets and teachers live the practical prayer so they don't have to do it. Well, in this last week, I'm a Phillies nut, and I had never been to a playoff game before. And different groups of friends that I go to games with, we were trying to think of how we could get tickets, but they were like $221 for standing room only and totally out of the budget. And so, I accepted it, but it was still in my head. I'd really like to go to my first playoff game. And on Saturday morning, at 9:30, a good friend texted me and said, hey, you want to go to the Phillies game? And I was like, how much are the tickets? And he's like, they're on us. I was like, yeah. So I got to experience my very first playoff game, and the Phillies won, and they knocked the Braves out. And I know, I'm so excited. And yeah, I know, a little frivolous, but living a practical prayer.
I love when that happens. Linda, we're going to jump over you now. We had to get to Jane with the announcements, but I want to hear your story later. Go ahead, Jane.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. Once again, this harvest of information is on our website at newthoughtphilly.org and in our weekly e-newsletter. Please sign up on the website so we can keep in touch. Twice a day, we have a community check-in and meditation on Zoom. Everyone is welcome. They're inspiring and fun and quick, less than 15 minutes start to finish. Fall classes are underway. There's still time to join Roots of New Thought on Tuesday evening via Zoom. We explore the ideas and writings of Ralph Waldo Emerson, Emma Curtis Hopkins, and other founders of our teaching. We're having a fall pumpkin party in the park on Saturday afternoon, this coming Saturday from 3 to 6. Bill, did you want to say something about, I guess it's to be announced. We're still trying to figure out where it's going to be.
Oh, it's not even going to be announced. It's, if you want to come to the pumpkin party, we got to narrow it down. It's going to be outdoors someplace in Lower Merion. And we're hashing out the details with Lower Merion Parks and Rec as to exactly where it's going to be. But it will be in this area. It will be accessible by public transportation. If you're interested, go onto the website, click the email us button, and we will contact you and let you know the specifics. But it's 3 o'clock next Saturday.
Okay. The series of spiritual adventure workshops continues with Fear to Faith on Thursday, November 3rd at Exhale in Narberth and hybrid on Zoom. Take one or join for the series. Sign up today. Episode 71 of Reverend Bill's Practical Prayer Podcast is Control Freaks. It's on Apple, Google, Spotify, or Stitcher. You can join the live recording session on Monday at 1 p.m. on YouTube and Facebook Live. Follow our social media on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and join the 1,165 spiritual adventurers in our group on meetup.com. The Power of 8 Intention Circle meets on Zoom every Monday at 6:30 p.m. The Women's Circle meets on Zoom on the first Monday and third Thursday every month at 7 p.m. Contact Sandy for info.
And that Wednesday or the Thursday meeting is this week.
Okay. We are co-creating the world in which we live, and this fall, that means to vote. There's a lot to be decided on November 8th, so be sure to register now, be prepared, and vote. Thank you for your tax-deductible donations by PayPal, check, Venmo, Cash App, Square, or Zelle. Thank you to the team that makes our Zoom celebrations work and has fun doing it. To join the joy, contact Sandy. Next Sunday is online with Parking in the Comfort Zone. Reverend Bill explores the power of moving beyond our usual parking space. Live original music by Anna W. The practitioner interns are doing full sessions at no charge to complete their training. Contact them to set up an appointment. After the celebration, Carolyn will be available for a quick Miracle in a Minute prayer. We'll leave the Zoom meeting open for people to talk among ourselves. Links, I'm sorry. We'll just put the links in.
Put the links in. Yeah, congratulations. Sarah's putting the links in. So all the information that you just heard about is in the chat on the Zoom, so you can click through to that stuff during any lulls in the program where you want to be studying other things. So this is the part of the program where we like to welcome we welcome each other. When we get together in person, this is where we do a blessing and and give a gift to our second-time visitors. So we offer a welcome packet and a blessing to our first-time visitors. If there's somebody who's here for the first time, I'm looking around, not completely sure, but let's go ahead and bless ourselves anyway. So go ahead and rub your hands together. Feel that warmth come up. Feel that love come up. Send it around to the people in the group with us. You are the bright light of God's love. Thank you for shining that light and sharing that love with us today. And welcome home. So as we do the next song, again, when we're in person, we're going to be wandering around the room hugging. But for now, what it would be a better idea is to go into gallery view and set it up so that you can make eye contact with the people who we're in community with as we play what was our usual greeting song. This is My Soul is Welcome Here by Daniel Nahmod. Go ahead and look into the eyes of God. Look into them with the eyes of God. Know that we're all blessed.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, yeah. All right. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just what I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just what I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here.
My soul is welcome. It has Daniel Nahmod. And by the way, Daniel is releasing his 24th CD, and he's got a CD release concert that's going to be live streamed on Vimeo from Unity of San Diego this evening. I'm going to that, and you guys are welcome to go to that as well. DanielNahmod.com. You get all the information there. And I think I mentioned earlier that Daniel is going to be the music director at the Anton Retreat, Unity Village, next fall. So that's really turning into something that is a very uplifting and spiritual experience for everybody who's involved. You don't need to be a minister. You don't need to be a practitioner. It's just a cool destination and a fun thing. So again, I'll be talking about it a little bit, and it's something that's worth considering if you're interested in that sort of thing. We're going to light the flames of faith now, and Carla Ann is going to lead us.
Hello. We perform this ceremony to acknowledge that all people and all faiths come from the one power, love, intelligence, which we call spirit or God. We honor the richness that comes from our shared diversity and bless the interwoven energy of the divine, feminine, and masculine. We light the first candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the second candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous people, the way of primal spirituality. We light the third candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the fifth candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the sixth candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the seventh candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. We light the eighth candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the ninth candle for all forms of New Thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. As we light the healing candle, please put silently into the light the names of anyone or any place you wish to have the experience the healing flame of God's eternal love. And so it is.
Man, blessed be. We have a reading today, and it is going to be brought to us by Dana.
Good morning. This is from an excerpt from Looking In for Number 1, Adventures in Uncommon Sense by Alan Cohen. Never the same trip. I chuckled as I stepped from the rental car pavilion onto the shuttle bus to the Kauai airport. The road to the terminal was quite short, forming a circle about a quarter mile. If I had walked the straight shot rather than taking the bus, I probably would have gotten there quicker. I set my bags on the rack, took a seat, and nodded to the driver. He closed the door and stepped lightly on the gas. I joked, "I bet you get pretty bored making the same trip in circles all day." The fellow turned his head slightly, smiled politely, and answered, "I never make the same trip twice." "Oh, I always meet interesting people on the bus," he added. "I like to talk to them and find out where they're from. They usually have some good stories about their vacations. I love this job." Oh, what a huge lesson this humble driver taught me. I was stuck in circular thinking. He was glowing with joy. He took a potentially monotonous job and transformed it into a game he just kept winning. As the ecstatic Persian poet Hafiz declared, "It's all just a big love contest, and I never lose." Boredom is not a condition, it is an attitude. Anything can be boring if you bring a closed mind to it. Anything can be fascinating if you bring an open mind to it. You can make anything out of anything. I'm amazed as I observe little children watch the same video over and over and over again. My goddaughter watched 3 Men and a Baby 21 times. An adult would be bored after the second or third viewing, but children have a wonderful ability to find something novel and fascinating. They do not undermine new experiences by trying to stuff them into old boxes. They live in the thrilling now moment, which is always fresh and alive. As the mystic Kabir noted, wherever you are is the entry point. Scientists tell us there are no cells in our body more than 7 years old. Every organ is constantly rebuilding itself with new cells. Why then does your body look the same or older? Because the new cells go into old patterns that are perpetuated by repetitious thinking. If you could think and feel anew with every new moment, you would hardly age. In fact, if anyone asks you how old you are and you answer with any number over 7 years, you are fibbing. I think the Kauai shuttle bus driver, all the children of the world, and all the animals are in cahoots. I think they get together and have secret meetings to figure out how to surprise, confound, and entertain the rest of us who are marooned in the past and future. They are dispatched by an insidiously brilliant conspiracy designed to keep us from getting hung up in our creaking beliefs. In the Bible, when Moses approaches the burning bush on Mount Sinai, God tells him, "Take off your shoes, for you are standing on holy ground." The same instruction applies to us. Wherever you stand is holy ground. Wherever there is life, the ground is holy. Life is everywhere. The question is, are you in it? No, it's never the same trip. God is too original to do the same thing twice.
Mother, mother, there's too many of you crying. Oh, and brother, 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 there's far too many of you dying. You know we gotta find a way to bring some love in here today. Oh, my Father, 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 there's no need to escalate, because war is not the answer, and only love can conquer hate. You know we gotta find a way to bring some understanding here today. picket signs. Don't you punish me with brutality. Come on and talk to me so you can see what's going on. What's going on? What's going on? I wanna know what's going on. Father, 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 everybody thinks we're wrong. But who are they to judge us simply 'cause our hair is long? You know we gotta find a way to bring some understanding here today. Picket lines, oh, and picket signs. Don't you punish me with brutality. Come on and talk to me so you can see what's going on. What's going on? What's going on? Yeah, what's going on? Oh, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on?
Amazing music that Dean has able to find for us in various corners of the interwebs. So thank you for doing that. The founder of the Religious Science Church in Atlanta, Kennedy Schultz, used to start all of his services by saying, "Such is the nature of life that all it asks is the opportunity to appear." And then you follow up with, "You are that opportunity, and so am I, and so it is." And I love the way that sounds. I love the connotation of that. Such is the nature of life that all it asks is the opportunity to appear. In the intervening years since I first heard that, and I've spent some time focusing on words and my belief system, and I think that there are probably a couple of changes that I would make to the phrasing that Kennedy Schultz used. And he passed away some number of years ago, so I'm not going to get in trouble. Although there are still people who are saying that and things that are similar to that. And this is not me getting into an ego fight. This is just remembering the principle. There is a principle at work here in New Thought. And that's what we're talking about today. What's new? And New Thought is not something that is new. And we've been over this a whole bunch. People say, "Oh, New Thought, that's something that's brand new. That's a way that we can have a spiritual practice that's completely different than anything in the past." And that's not the case. New Thought isn't a new process. New Thought is the process of having a thought that's different than the thought we had before. It's a new thought as opposed to an old thought. It is a new thought as opposed to an underlying belief that's never been challenged. We have the opportunity to turn up the soil in our consciousness and uncover what's down there and perhaps pull out some weeds and then plant some new seeds in there so that we can create a new crop. Because, as was discussed in the reading, if we keep doing the same thing over and over again, we are going to continue getting the same result. And the question isn't, what is new thought? The question is, what new thought do I want to have? What new experience do I want to bring into being and into my life? And the whole teaching is really simple. And the whole structure of the principle is really simple. There is an infinite creative power that creates everything, that has created everything, that has created each of us, that has shared itself as consciousness through and as us. And that principle, that creative law, has one answer. It always says yes. It always says yes. It's only got the one answer. It's going to say yes. So the point for us is how we're going to phrase that request or that question or that idea. What is the intention or the invitation that we're going to put out there? And we can think, oh, it's I'm really clear about what I want, and I've just been frustrated about it. But it is so simple to go off the rails, to think that we're asking for something and be asking for something different. I'll give you an example of that, and this is probably going to be familiar to a bunch of people.
Does your dog bite? Oh? Oh. Nice doggy. I thought you said your dog did not bite.
That is not my dog.
Peter Sellers' classic, The Pink Panther. And metaphysically, you can see what happened there. Everybody was very clear about what it was that they were saying, what it was that they were asking, but had a complete misunderstanding of the meaning of the answer. Does your dog bite? No, my dog doesn't bite. Okay, the assumption then is that the dog that's sitting in front of me doesn't bite. Oops, not my dog. And there's a dog bite in the middle of that. And yeah, that's kind of funny. That's kind of funny. But how many times do we do that? How many times do we ask for something? Do we set an intention? Do we create an invitation? And we're going to get not the answer that we're looking for, but the answer that we asked for. And then we get to misunderstand the answer. And then we get to continue to have the drama and the excitement and the fun of trying to figure out why it is that what's coming back to me, that the person or the situation that I'm involved in seems to be so at peace with, has nothing to do with what I was thinking about. Take a moment and think if that has ever happened in your life this week, today. I mean, it's early. It's Sunday morning, so maybe not today. But the question is, what are we looking for? What is the yes that we're going to be getting to? An experience earlier this week, the candle that's behind me over here had burned down, and there's lots of melted wax in there. And so I was sort of absentmindedly using my pocket knife to chop the wax out of it, and I cut my finger. And I cut my fingers. Oh, okay. Well, there's that. And it's like, okay, I took care of it myself. Probably doesn't need specific professional attention. I thought I could call Joe, and she would render her opinion over the phone. She says, "Yeah, point your phone camera at it. We'll see." But it was the timing was such that I got to go over to the urgent care and let them take a look at it. And so they washed it out and they looked at it and said, "Well, you can put in a couple of stitches, or we could just use the glue." And it's like, whatever you think. I've never had the glue. I've never had stitches, actually. So whatever it is that you think is going to be the best to do with that. And it's pretty superficial cut. That's like, it's pretty much healed up by now. And so we decide that we're going to use the glue. Along the way, they say, can you promise that you're going to keep your fingers straight? And this is the doctor asking me this question because it's right on the knuckle. And if I bend my finger, then it could break the glue. And I thought, well, sure, I can promise that. But then I thought, it's 8:30 at night. I'm going to go home and go to sleep. I have no idea what I'm going to do with my hand while I'm asleep. So I said, no, I can't promise that. So they say, well, we'll give you a little finger splint that we can put on it to keep you from bending it. It's like, okay, now we've got the answer that we were looking for, which is, how do we keep my finger straight without having me promise something that I can't possibly be able to commit to? And they're going through and doing all this stuff. It was like a Keystone Cops routine between the three of them that were helping me. And so they simultaneously decide that they need to take my vitals. This is after they've already decided what the treatment's going to be. So one of them leaves the room to go get the blood pressure machine, and the other one starts wiping iodine on my wound and then putting the glue on it. And then the other one comes back in with the blood pressure machine, and she's trying to get my jacket off so that she can take my blood pressure. And they take the blood pressure and say, your blood pressure is kind of high. I said, you think in the middle of this circus, my blood pressure is going to be a little bit high? What's the answer that we're looking for? Is the answer, how healthy is Bill? How's his blood pressure? Or is the question, how crazy can we make this man right before we take his blood pressure? So the answer is going to be yes. We just need to understand what the question is going to be. There's actually another really good paradigm for the way that principle works when we're asking what's new, and that is the classic and insightful TV game show Jeopardy. So in Jeopardy, you're given the answer and you need to work out what the question is. Well, principle-wise, we know that the answer is yes. So whatever is the intention that we're setting, the answer is going to be yes. So if we're playing Jeopardy in our real life, what we can do is we can use that process to understand what's in our belief system. And everybody has a belief system. So in order to understand what's in our belief system, you can just imagine Alex Trebek saying, the answer is there's never enough money to pay my bills. And after the response is going to be yes, then the question of the intention is, I have a consciousness of lack or poverty or not enough. Because the answer is yes, and that's what shows up in our lives. It is that simple and that direct. We want to have a different experience of prosperity in our life, then it's about uprooting whatever's buried there in the soil of our consciousness, of our belief system, and planting something new. Because if we are, any of us, having an experience of lack or insufficiency or poverty, or sudden bills that need to be paid and challenges or expenses that come along, and we let that be the end of it, what we're doing is we know that there is a belief somehow buried down in there that we're not going to get what we need, that there's not enough to go around, that there's scarcity in the world, that we have to struggle, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And we can use Annie's prayer work story. Suddenly there's a problem with the oil tank. She needs a new oil tank. They have to buy an oil tank. It's not in the budget. What are we going to do about that? And then just set the intention that the yes that I'm going to get is this situation is resolving harmoniously and with an experience of prosperity and sufficiency and abundance for me. And somebody gives her an oil tank, and it turns out that the oil tank she has still has plenty of oil in it, and then she gets a discount on the oil that she's putting in to top off the tank. Look for the yes that we're getting, and then we get to work backwards and uproot whatever it is that brought that yes around. And the answer is, I don't have the love or respect or success that I desire. The answer is yes. And the question, show me I'm not worthy. Now, I didn't make that up. Louise Hay in You Can Heal Your Life says basically in the hundreds or thousands of clients she worked with, every last one of them basically came down to a feeling of undeserving or unworthiness. So if Louise figured that out for all of those people, and it's got all that in common, then if you are getting a yes that's not showing up the way that you want it to, then take it back to that. Do you deserve that good that you're seeking? The answer is yes, you do deserve the good that you're seeking. The answer is yes, you deserve all good. It is all available to us. There's one power that creates everything, that shares itself as all of its creation. And all of that good is available everywhere at every moment to everyone. So we can have it. We can have it now. And contrary to the way that Kennedy Schultz said, I think such is the nature of life that all it does is say yes to the invitation to appear. Such is the nature of life that all it does is say yes to the invitation to appear. You are that invitation, and I am that invitation. And that good that we are seeking is right there ready for us. So let's invite it in and enjoy it. So it is.
Look for the good in everything. Look for the people who will set your soul free. It always seems impossible until it's done. Look for the good in everyone. Look for the good in everything. Look for the people who will set your soul free. It always seems impossible until it's done. Look for the good in everyone. People done gone crazy. People done gone mad. People done forgot the superpowers we all have. We were born to love, not hate. We can decide our fate and look for the good in everyone and celebrate all our mistakes if there's a silver lining. You still have to find it, find it, find it. Look for the good in everything. Look for the people who will set your soul free. It always seems impossible until it's done. Look for the good in everyone. Everyone needs sunshine. Everyone needs rain. Everyone is carrying around some kind of pain. I see who you are. You're just like me. I see you're searching for a purpose, guided by a dream. I see who you are. I'm just like you. I get lost sometimes and I forget what I came here to do. I keep on trying. When it gets frightening, look for the good in everything. Look for the people who will set your soul free. It always seems impossible until it's done. Look for the good. Look for the good. Look for the good in everyone. Everyone is nature. Everyone is God. Everyone is love and light and vibration. Look for the good. Look for the good. Everyone gets mad sometimes and maybe they should. Look for the good. Look for the good. Yeah, look out for all the heroes in your neighborhood. Look for the good. Look for the good. Life sure would be sweeter if everybody would. Look for the good in everything. Look for the people who will set your soul free. It always seems impossible until it's done. Look for the good in everyone. Look for the good in everything. Look for the good. Look for the people who will set your soul free. It always seems impossible until it's done. Look for the good. Look for the good. Look for the good in everyone.
Dina, thank you. This was great. I love the videos. I think it's time to play a little metaphysical Jeopardy. Because as Reverend Bill said, the answer is always yes. And as Alan Cohen said, it's never the same trip twice. Because even our body is constantly renewed. What is it? Every 7 years, it's supposed to be all your cells are renewed. So let's settle in and do a little meditation where we open ourselves up to that direction. Open ourselves up to something new. And we'll think about what belief do you want to challenge? What yes do you want? And describe to yourself, what are you really looking for, so that the question fits that answer, if it's going to be yes. So let's settle in and get ourselves mentally and physically ready for this. And get comfortable in your chair. If you want to sit straight up with your feet flat on the floor, whatever. Just make sure you're going to be comfortable and settled. And we'll start by taking some slow, deep breaths. So take deep breath in, hold it at the top, and release. Once more, a deep breath in, hold it at the top, feel yourself expand, and then let it go. Feel that relaxation kind of moves through your body. And one final deep breath. Take it in, hold it at the top, and release once more. Feel that peace and that relaxation through your body. If there's any tightness, visualize it relaxing. Just think about it relaxing, because sometimes just picturing it, you'll feel it happen. There's a cloudless sky out there, pure blue. I saw it several weeks ago. Not a cloud in the sky. It was unbelievable. Think about that clarity. Nothing to block your vision. What would you like to see? What would you like to have? What would you like to feel and be that fits that answer, yes? Wherever you are is the entry point. Wherever you are is holy ground. Just breathe into that. See what comes up. See what newness comes up. Because it's never the same trip twice. It can be different. It will be different. And let's take that into the quiet and see what we come up with.
The answer is always yes. The answer is always yes. That infinite creative power that creates everything is always saying yes. So regardless of what we're experiencing, it is the result of a yes. And when we're getting that experience of clarity and we can see that the yes that we're getting is giving us something that we didn't really desire, then we get to pivot. We have the opportunity to set a new intention, invite in a different experience, and get a different yes. Get a yes to that which we are seeking. That infinite good that's available everywhere is available anywhere. It's available to each of us. That infinite creative power that creates everything has no horse in the race about what we deserve, what we should have. It's saying yes. It's saying yes in the same way that if we take a fertile flower bed and plant dandelions, we're going to grow dandelions. And if the dandelions got into the yard, then even if we don't want them, we're going to get dandelions. So each of us now has the opportunity to choose differently, to choose well, to choose that which resonates, to choose that which brings uplift. And that infinite creative power that creates everything is saying yes. The good that we are seeking is underway now. The good that we are seeking is at hand now, and I'm so grateful for it. I'm grateful for the good. I'm grateful for the willingness of each one to do their part and dive in to understand what's in consciousness, to allow room for the pivot and to invite in something new. I'm so, so grateful for all of this good. I'm so grateful for the wonderful ways that it's showing up for each of us individually and for all of us together. I'm so, so grateful for this good. This deep feeling of thanks. I speak this word and I release it into that creative law that creates everything. And I know it's now creating this. It is now creating this. And so I let it be. And so it is. Take another deep breath in. Maybe wiggle your fingers and toes. Bring your back.
Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Kshanti Rupena Samstita Namastasye 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 Namo Namah Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Dhanya Rupena Samstita Namastasye 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 Namo Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Karuna Rupena Samstita Namastasye 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 Namo
This is Deborah Pamal. So we've been planting some metaphysical seeds in consciousness for the last hour or so. And if you'd like to give voice to something that's sprouting for you, this is a great safe space to do that. Go ahead and raise your hand or wave and get a chance to give voice to what's new. I love when we do that. So much going on that everybody goes, I don't know yet. I'm not sure yet. There's something going on here, but I don't know what it is yet. I can't talk about it. That's okay. That is perfectly okay. Take the time to process and turns into a prayer work story for next week. I'm perfectly okay with that. I'm perfectly okay with that. Jane.
Okay. A New Thought Philadelphia is all about spreading the love. Our community is supported by your contributions. The gift you share helps fund our work in the world, and the way you shine your light spreads the love. We are grateful for every way you share. We don't have a basket today, but there is a donate button on the website to make a donation by credit card, PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, Square, or Zelle. You can also mail a check to our office in Ardmore. The offering affirmation is on the screen. We'll say the affirmation together. I live in an abundant universe. I am one with the infinite source of all good.
I am a center of conscious prosperity. I enjoy the richness of life. I bless my gift. I share my gift with gratitude and joy. I know that as I give, I receive. And so it is. So we got one more song that we're going to get to it's a familiar one, so you can sing along at home or just enjoy it. It's a cover, so we'll just enjoy.
You can be amazing, you can turn a phrase into a weapon or a drug. You can be the outcast or be the backlash of somebody's lack of love.
Or you can start speaking up. Nothing's gonna hurt you the way the words do when they settle neath your skin.
Kept on the inside and no sunlight, sometimes a shadow wins. But I wonder what would happen if you say what you wanna say and let the words fall out. Honestly, I wanna see you be brave with what you wanna say and let the words fall out. Honestly, I wanna see you be brave. Just wanna see you. I just wanna see you. I just wanna see you. I wanna see you be brave. Just wanna see you. I just wanna see you. I just wanna see you. I wanna see you be brave.
Everybody's been there, everybody's been stared down by the enemy.
Falling for the fear and done some disappearing. Bow down to the mighty. Don't run, just stop holding your tongue. Maybe there's a way out of the cage where you live. Maybe one of these days you can let the light in. Show me how big your brave is. Say what you wanna say and let the words fall out. Honestly, I wanna see you be brave with what you wanna say and let the words fall out. Honestly, I wanna see you be brave.
And since your history of silence won't do you any good, did you think it would? Let your words be anything but empty.
Why won't you tell them the truth? Say what you wanna say and let the words fall out. Honestly, I wanna see you be brave with what you wanna say and let
Yeah. Yeah, that was the One Voice Children's Choir. Lovely way to wrap that up. Thank you to everyone who is in this celebration. Thanks to the production team who made this all happen. Thanks to Dina for finding the music and digging it out. Thanks to me for playing VJ and minister all at the same time. So let us close with a cacophony. So go ahead and unmute your microphone and repeat after me. I am love.
I am love.
I am
I am
love.
light.
I am
light.
I am brave.
I am brave.
I let my light shine
I let my light
shine.
and I let the love flow.
And I let the love
flow.
Thank you.
And so it is.
And so it is. And so it is.
Yay!
Hey.
Thank you.
Fun. Watching Asa rocking her inner Jesus, traveling trains, planes, and automobiles during the celebration there.
Creator Jesus, that's great.
Great day, everyone.
Have a great day, everybody. Go Philly!
Go Phillies. Have a great day.
Go
Thank you.
Phillies. Okay.
Great day, everyone.
Bye,
Peace and
guys.
blessings.
Bye, everyone.
Take care.